What's up, virgins? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm on NBA 2k22 and I'm going to be taking the worst team in the NBA and having them go up against the best team in the WNBA and let the computer decide who is the better team. The way I decided who's the worst team in the NBA is I took the top 10 players from each team, I added up their overalls and then divided it by 10 to get their average overall. It was a close call between two teams. You could probably guess who. The only hope they have of making the playoffs relies off the draft picks they have that are going to be taking some kids that are currently on TikTok and Fortnite right now. The Thunder were the second worst team with an average overall of 76.7, but the worst team right now is the Detroit Pistons. They have an average overall of 76.2. I also had to use the injury-free roster because two of their top three players are out due to injury right now. Besides that, the NBA is in shambles right now. Just about everybody has about several players out due to COVID issues. And the best WNBA team, many of you may not watch the WNBA at all. I understand completely, but let me introduce you to the Las Vegas Aces. This team is more overpowered than a Bill Cosby cocktail, but not only are there some ballers on this team, but there are some baddies on this lineup. So I'm going to introduce you to this team. You might want to open up private browser and thank me later, but let's get into them. Wait, their star player is a 6'4" Asia Wilson. At center, they got one of the tallest bitches in the league right now, 6'8" Liz Cambridge, who is an entrepreneur, a strong independent woman. In other words, she's running an OnlyFans. And for research purposes, I did discover that most of those images and videos are leaked. Then they got an 87 overall small forward Angel, and then my favorite player on the team, 6'3" Dearica Hamby, who is a verified baddie. I would be a stay-at-home dad for this woman. Beautiful. Dying. All right, I probably need to chill. So Chelsea Gray, this girl's actually really good. She's 5'11" though. And the sixth player and the last player to be above 80 overall is Kelsey Plum. Then we got Jackie Young, Raquana Williams, Raquana or something. I don't know. I live in Missouri. It's a red state. I'm not used to those names. And then Jisoo Park, who might be the only player on this roster that when I made her player in 2K as a man, it might have been an improvement. And the 10th best player, Kaya Stokes. And the last player on the roster, which I didn't put into this and I didn't notice until after I was looking at the recording, Destiny Slocum. What a hell of a name. Bruh, that's a stripper name right there. Destiny Slocum. That is literally a name I would use in a WNBA my career, and she has it in real life. That's amazing. Right, so I made the NBA roster. I put them on the Knicks. So if you're looking for the roster, it's called Knicks, aka Aces versus Pistons. Shout out to the 93 of you that downloaded Kobe and Shaq in the WNBA. But here's the NBA team. They're on the Knicks. Like I said, they're technically men, but they have the exact same ratings, tendencies, badges, all of that good stuff. When compared to the Pistons, the Knicks have an 82.4 average overall, and the Pistons have a 76.2 overall. The average height of the ladies is 6'1", and the average height of the men is 6'7". There's a big discrepancy in badges. The women have 193 and the men have 84, which is cap. That's all the pregame info I have, so we're about to just hop into this game. We're gonna see if the men can just win off of their height, balls, and jumping ability. First play of the game when the Detroit Pistons are playing like the Pistons. They're throwing up a last-second shot. Kelly Olynyk misses, but Isaiah Stewart gets the rebound and the putback. But Asia Wilson answers back with a left-handed shot in the paint. Good old Detroit basketball right here. Cade Cunningham forgot about the out of bounds line, but the next play he makes up for it by getting crossed over. But this is still a WNBA team. They couldn't finish in the paint. And Asia Wilson may be a 94 overall, but Kelly Olynyk is the most athletic white man in the whole state of Michigan right now. Get that out of here. Then Jeremy Grant with the slowest and one still works. His defender's like 5'10". The Aces then have a nice little pass here. Liz Cambridge finishes in the paint. She is the same height as her defender, Isaiah Stewart. They are both 6'8". And Chelsea Gray, I'm not kidding, this lady is pretty nasty. Cade Cunningham's lost. She has a nice finish in traffic. Asia Wilson backing down Kelly Olynyk, but Kelly blocks that. Don't worry though, she has the rebound and she misses a layup. Okay, never mind. Chelsea Gray's doing some fancy dribbling and they block it again. That's what, 3 or 4 blocks already. And for the last play of the first quarter, Jeremy Grant hits the 3 at the buzzer. And let's see a nice little replay of that. Oh, okay. We're just gonna stare at Dearica Hamby's ass. I'm not complaining, you know what I'm saying? It's a dude, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? And to open up the second quarter, these girls had a nice little run. They're even finishing in the paint. Jackie Young comes off the screen and hits a leaning jump shot. This is the first lead of the game for the Aces, but Josh Jackson would be a star player in the WNBA. Answers back with the floater. Isaiah Stewart then proceeds to block a shot with maybe jumping an inch off of the ground. Cade Cunningham hits a Euro when the lady's trying to take a charge. He just dodged a case like a star athlete in the early 2000s. And the first dunk of the game goes goes to Josh Jackson. He just goes up with a reverse slam in the paint, and the ladies tried answering back immediately with a dunk of their own. This lady almost bodied Isaiah Stewart, but luckily they got a foul call there. And watching this play when I was recording this, bro, I was yelling at the screen. I'm just thinking, back down, just shoot a post hook, anything. And he's just sitting here spamming the joystick, and it fucking works. Of course it does, whatever. Liz Cambridge and Kelly Olynyk are having a little in-game duel here, just exchanging buckets. Kind of a key matchup in the paint, and that's sad to say. It's a 5-point game, but Asia Wilson gets an and one layup, brings the game within 2. And these girls are adapting. By the end of the second quarter, they're not even trying to go in the paint, just spot up for a jumper in transition. It works. And Chelsea Gray just tied up the game at 18 points going into the second half. The third quarter here, and Jeremy Grant puts Asia Wilson on a poster. That is the second dunk of the game so far. And even Kelly Olynyk, he asked for the lob and he almost gets it. I mean, he wasn't gonna dunk that, but either way, he misses it. He gets his rebound and gets an and one layup. The ref even rubs it in her face, kind of uncalled for. And De'Erica Hamby here, she gets up. I mean, enough that she could have done a little layup backboard slap. It's a 2-point game, but the ladies made a key mistake. This is basketball 101. They teach you this in elementary school. If you're facing a team full of black people and there's one white dude out there, don't leave him open for a 3. He's gonna knock that bitch down. Kelly Olynyk, right on cue. Thank you. 3 points, 5-point game. But Liz Cambridge answers back. She gets Isaiah Stewart off his feet and finishes in the paint. She's the one lady out there who has actually been killing her matchup. Another backdoor pass for Jeremy Grant. And Kelsey Plum, again, I don't know why these girls are looking like they're about to dunk it, but she gets fouled. She's got 2 free throws coming up, and this shouldn't be difficult, right? Wrong. What is she doing? She can't catch the ball. She's in the middle of her free throw routine as the referee is passing him the ball. But yeah, 3 attempts later and she actually gets it. 3-point game. Let's move on. And the Pistons are feeling themselves on these passes. They understand that the girls can't really deflect some of these passes because half of them are under 6 feet tall. Josh Jackson gets another dunk in the paint in traffic. But the ladies are coming back. Another wild pass works out for them. They get a stop, and then Liz Cambridge again is unstoppable in the paint. And it's a 1-point game here at the end of the third quarter, and Kelsey Plum has a whole foot disadvantage, and she still finishes over Trey Lyles. That man needs to retire based off this sequence alone. But Cade Cunningham answering back. He is more relentless than Deshaun Watson getting a massage. He misses but gets his rebound and puts the boys up 1 point going into the final quarter. And opening up the fourth quarter, Cade Cunningham is still hot, finishing over 2 ladies. Asia Wilson backing down Kelly Olynyk. No, thank you. Get that shit out of here. It's Kelly Olynyk time, you motherfucker. I need to calm down, I know, but Kelly Olynyk is the new Bill Lambier. But Sadiq Bey gets a little finish in the paint, bringing the boys up 5. Chelsea Gray, still nasty as ever. She just hit a jelly. I don't think I've ever seen a woman do that, but then again, I never really watch women's sports. It's a 3-point game, and they're double teaming Cade Cunningham, leaving Jeremy Grant open for a 3-pointer, and the Pistons have the biggest lead of the game at 6 points. But Liz Cambridge backing down Isaiah Stewart, scoring right over him. Don't blame him though. It's hard to play defense with a boner. Girls get a stop, and who do they give it to? Liz Cambridge, OnlyFans queen, bringing the game within 2. Kelly Olynyk with a heat check 3. Back to being white. And the girls get 3 attempts to tie the game with only about 2.5 minutes left. And Liz Cambridge couldn't even score. She had a height advantage. It was 1-on-1 in the paint, and she couldn't finish. The girls get another opportunity to tie up the game, but Isaiah Stewart beats that up like an NFL player in an elevator. And Cade Cunningham, he's tired. He needs some Gatorade, but he's putting the team on his back and takes a 4-point lead with 1:50 left in the game. The girls try answering back, but Michael Jordan, who is Kelly Olynyk, with the key block late in the fourth. Cade tries putting away the game because he's a light skin and he's open for a 3. He thinks he can shoot, but it's not that easy. He misses. And a little bit over a minute remaining, and they give the ball to Asia Wilson, who has a 1-on-1. She's doing some fakes, and she has an open shot, and she passes it up. She instead insists on getting blocked. What a good idea. They may be men, but they're still the Detroit Pistons. They turn over the ball, and Asia Wilson gets a wide open layup and brings the game within 2. And with less than a minute left, these teams are just exchanging bad shots. But eventually, Jeremy Grant gets his layup to fall. He's getting fouled, just throws throws it up and it goes in. The Pistons now have a 4-point lead with 30 seconds left in the game. The ladies called a timeout and we're going to see what they drew up. They give the ball to A'ja Wilson, but she's being guarded by Kelly Dikembe Olynyk. So she passes out of it. The ball ends up being in Hamby's hands, who has a wide open three, but passes it up. She instead drives in the paint and just dribbles out of bounds. I don't know what's going on. I'm not doing this. Why did they do that? Look at this Knicks fan. I feel your pain. I don't know if he's going to kill himself or kill one of these players. That is a creepy look on his face, though. I don't know. It's a 4-point game. That's going to be it. And yeah, that was the game. Sadiq Bey got fouled. He hit his free throws. The girls chucked up the three. They missed. And that's a ball game. The worst team in the NBA, the Detroit Pistons, beat the best team in the WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces, by 6 points, 46-40. Cade Cunningham's the player of the game. Liz Cambridge was the only one to hold her weight. She had 14 points and 10 rebounds on 6 for 12 shooting. A'ja Wilson, a 94 overall, had 7 points and 6 rebounds on 3 for 15 shooting. A lot of that is due to Kelly Olynyk. The rest of the ladies didn't really do much. It's mostly the short players just couldn't make shots because every shot was heavily contested whenever they put anything up. Jeremy Grant had 17 points. Cade Cunningham had 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Kelly Olynyk led the team in blocks with 4. Isaiah Stewart had 3, and Jeremy Grant had 1. In the team comparison, the ladies had 0 blocks compared to 8. Obviously, they had 0 dunks, and the boys had 3. Biggest lead was 6 compared to 2. Their shot chart doesn't really make sense. For some reason, the ladies elected to just take a bunch of points in the paint. I mean, their 2 best players are their center and power forward. But that's gonna do it for today's video. This wasn't rigged, I swear. I just let the computer decide who wins, and this is the result. I'm sorry, ladies. That's another L. Not like many of you will see this though, because I get no bitches. I wonder why. But yeah, that's the video. Go get my boy Provoked to 100k subs. He's probably funnier than at least half the people you're subscribed to. He's also cuter than them. That's for damn sure. But yeah, put your shopping carts back in the cart rack. Support female entrepreneurs and cuddle up with the homies if you get cold in the winter. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.